Thank you to EDH Alters for his patronage and support of the channel. Asmodeus the Archfiend versus Zera Arian. And that's a decent opening hand. Probably go for some fast mana with that demonic tutor, and we can disrupt our opponent between now and getting our commander out. So just play a swamp, of course, on turn 1. And our opponent follows suit with a swamp of his own. And that is a board wipe for us. Let's go for the demonic tutor here, I think. Or maybe him to Turak. I think demonic tutor is okay. And I think, seeing as how we've got another land, I want to outdraw my opponent this game, so let's go for Phyrexian Arena. We can likely play that out next turn. It's a shame to leave him to Turak for so long, but our opponent isn't really doing anything anyway, just getting their second colour out. Let's go for the Phyrexian Arena. Drew into Vamp Tutor there, by the way. And that is our opponent's third colour, so we're likely to see their commander here. And there it is. Zera Arian. Another land for us on the upkeep thanks to the Phyrexian Arena. So in response to that, I think maybe go for the Vamp Tutor here and we can look at some fast mana. I think we just go for the Sol Ring and then obviously draw into that. So play the land, play the Sol Ring, and then we can go for the Throat before they start drawing more cards with their commander. Would swallow up their mana at least, so there's an argument to be made for leaving that in play. But I'm not sure of the combos that you can get with Zera. A fourth land being made on turn 4, and that is Kolaghan's Command. That's a really good one, so we have to discard a card, as well as them blowing up our Sol Ring. Get rid of the biggest spell there, of course. And we've drawn into a couple more cards, so the Phyrexian Arena doing some work for us. Get down the rock, and now we can finally go for that him to Turak. They've still got 6 cards in hand. Get rid of a Searing Blaze. That is the one with... yeah, that's the one with landfall. Lightning Bolt a creature and a player with landfall. And Putrefies destroy a creature or artifact. So it looks like your typical Jund removal tribal. Okay, and some land destruction there as well. I'm seeing quite a bit of land destruction in this lobby. Let's, in response, go for the Thought Vessel and see if they've got any more for us. Acidic Slime, the Stone Rain as well. Like I said, seeing a lot of land destruction in this room. They don't have double green, so probably just go for the Stone Rain. Really glad that I went for the Phyrexian Arena, because it should help us to keep getting into lands. Playing in the multiplayer room, by the way, with the multiplayer ban list. That is totally different than the 1v1 ban list, so any cards that you can play in regular Commander you can play in here as well. Don't think it really makes too much of a difference for this deck. We have to replace Wasteland with Strip Mine, because there's no Strip Mine in 1v1, but yeah, apart from that I don't think it makes all that much difference with this deck. Anyway, drew into Cabal Coffers. There's some more ramping Bubbling Muck. Likely the Cabal Coffers will go down to the Acidic Slime. But yeah, the reason that I'm playing in this room is it's just easier to get games. No one really seems to like the 1v1 ban list for some reason. So you can play 1v1 in the multiplayer room as well with the different ban list. I don't know if we're going to do much of anything here thanks to the swamp going down. I'd like to get down my commander and actually make use of it without it getting immediately blown up by the Terminate, so we'll just hold up the command. Okay, a Bloodbraid Elf will cascade them into something. And that is a Thoughtseize, so in response I'm going to go for the Wretched Confluence. I think I said command there, it's a confluence, not a command. And we can either just draw 3, or I think I might actually get the Gear Hulk out of the bin here. So let's draw 2, lose 2 and get the Gear Hulk back. We are giving our opponent more of a choice with the Thoughtseize, but it's still card advantage for us. Drew into the Crypt Ghast. It's probably the Crypt Ghast that they get rid of here because that is a mana doubler for us. We do want to generate a lot of mana in this deck. So down comes the Bloodbraid Elf and they turn it into the red zone quickly. That is a 3-2 with haste. A couple of lands for us, so we are replacing the lands that are getting blown up. Make some mana with the Cabal Coffers. They went after the Crypt Gas, by the way, with the discard effect. We'll go for some more ramp with the Jet Medallion, and then we can go for the Gear Hulk, because the Gear Hulk is only going to cost us 5 mana thanks to that rock. And blow up the 3/2, obviously. So we might tempt that Terminate out of their hand. Oh, the other difference between this and the actual 1v1 room is that you start at 40, of course, because this is the multiplayer style of playing. It's just with 2 opponents, or with 2 players, 1 opponent. So we do start at 40 as well, if you're wondering about the life total. Flame Slash on the Noxious Gear Hulk. And then a Regrowth went on something there. Oh, it went on the Stone Rain, yeah, so they can blow up our Cabal Coffers. That's likely what they're going for. We draw into another tutor and another land, so I'm not too worried about the land destruction at this point. I think we've got a decent amount of mana. Let's go Bubbling Muck first. It's probably best to get our commander out and make use of it as quickly as we can. So the Cabal Coffers generates a nice chunk of mana. Get down our Asmodeus. Draw 7 cards with that. They all get exiled underneath the Asmodeus. And then we'll just draw into these straight away. So we lose a chunk of life, go down to 20. And Mana Crypt. We've got the Warm Power Stone as well, so we can accelerate nicely this turn. Then a Bitter Blossom is only going to cost us 1 mana. And there's nothing else to do with that floating mana. I don't want to discard my hand to the Lion's Eye Diamond, so I think we will leave it there and save that mana for another time. Still no double green from our opponent, thankfully. There is the Terminate, so getting that out of their hand, I dare say that we will lose Cabal Coffers this turn as well. Put our commander back in the command zone. It's done its job for this stint. And there we go, yeah, blowing up the Cabal Coffers. We want to be making use of our commander as soon as it hits the field, so we did that quite successfully there. Continuing to lose life, and see if we dodge the Mana Crypt. We do dodge the Mana Crypt. We don't mind losing life because we're planning to trade life totals with our opponent. More things to chew up our life in Obnixilis being drawn into there. Command Beacon in our hand as well for when our commander gets too expensive. Let's lose some more life, draw a couple more cards. We actually will draw into them now that our commander's down as well, so that's technically a blessing that our commander isn't in play anymore. Obnixilis for... oh, I actually overtapped, that's only 4 mana. That's plus, lose a life and draw a card. Extra Planar Lens is very good, so Warm Power Stone makes 3 mana. Get rid of a tapped land, and now our swamps tap for 2 mana apiece. So then we'll go for a 2 mana Grim Tutor. And I think we will go for the means of swapping life totals. So Repaying Kind will take both of our life totals down, but we want to, with this much mana, go for the Profane Transfusion and actually swap life totals with our opponent. So at this point it will be 38 life for us. Let's just get rid of a land to hand size. So just setting up at this point. Our opponent's still got some cards in hand, so they've got some means of disrupting us, I dare say. But we're looking pretty good here. Just have to hope that we don't see a Vandal Blast or something. Okay, and we lost our Extra Planar Lens to a Pillage there. So blowing up an artifact. The removal continues from our opponent. There's Mana Crypt. We dodged the Mana Crypt again, which isn't necessarily a good thing. Do go down to 10 thanks to our other pings though. Drew into some more fast mana. Yet another land. Let's lose some more life to the Obnixilis. More mana for us. Like I said, we do want to generate a lot of mana in this deck, so it's no wonder that we're drawing into all this. Throw down the Mana Vault, and I think we'll go for our commander again here. I want something to actually swing into our opponents with once we've got their life total down to probably below 5, hopefully. And then just throw down the Arcane Signet. I don't think we're going to be drawing 7 cards with our commander again. Swing in with the Bitter Blossom. Argument to not do that actually, because it will reduce our life total effectively. We'll only take 37 from them now as opposed to 38. And they're still missing their double green, so the Acidic Slime can't come down. They do have that Cascade card though, the Rakdos one. So we'll go for the victory this turn, I think. Managing to dodge Mana Crypt again, luckily. There we are, down to 7 life. The cards that we drew are underneath our commander. So let's draw another one with the Obnixilis, lose a life to that. And obviously that one goes under our commander as well, we'll lose some more life. It will be 3 lost here, so we'll go down to 3. Pretty risky, our opponent could have a Lightning Bolt actually, but we know of 2 cards in their hand, chances are they don't. We'll just have to keep our fingers crossed. Although they could cascade into a Bolt, couldn't they? Well, might as well go for it now. We actually had them without drawing those cards, so that was pretty risky. Probably shouldn't have done that in hindsight. But we'll try it. Profane Transfusion. Okay, and that looks like the Cascade buffs to me. Oh, I'm thinking of a totally different card name. I'm terrible with card names. Bituminous Blast. Yeah, obviously knew it was that card because it was revealed before. It won't open the reveal zone for some reason. You can just about see on the edge of the screen that it's opened in a little window there, but yeah, it won't show us because it's off the screen for some stupid reason. Anyway, they cascade that into a tutor, so luckily not direct burn. There is every chance that they've got Lightning Bolt in this deck, so yeah, like I said, that was a mistake on my part, but it's looking like a pretty conclusive win for us. The Bituminous Blast can't deal damage to us, it's just to a creature. 4 damage to the... I think they went after the fairy with it. So their tutor resolves, and they get rid of one of our fairies. We will swap life totals with them, so we go from 37, or we go to 37, and our opponent goes down to 3. And now because we played our commander last turn, we can swing in for the victory. We have a 34-34 there as well. So there we are, that was a pretty commanding victory there, and exactly what we want to be doing in this deck. Like I said, this is in the multiplayer room, but we're obviously just playing against one opponent, so life totals do change there, and the ban list is the regular commander ban list that we're playing with as well. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Be sure to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe if you did. And I think I have another one to show you now. Asmodeus the Archfiend versus Etali Primal Storm. And that's a really good hand. We've got plenty of ramp, some removal, protection for our commander, so yeah, definitely keep that one. So to start things off, we'll just get the tap land out of the way. Hopefully we're not going to need any exile for our opponent's graveyard. So we'll just use Bojuka Bog as a tap land here. And it is an Ancient Tomb to start things off. Doesn't seem as though they've got a rock to play with that, thankfully. And it is Prismatic Vista for us, so plenty of fetches. Let's just grab the only basic that's in the deck, of course, a basic Swamp. And we'll go for the tapped rock in Cold Steel Heart, obviously named black with that. And that will make more snow mana for us. The snow mana isn't relevant, we're just doing the extra planar lens thing. Alright, they've got Mishra's Workshop, so 5 mana for artifacts being generated by turn 2, and that is perfect into a Gilded Lotus, so likely that we're going to see our opponent's commander next turn. Luckily we've got removal for it. And that is a Phyrexian Arena, which is excellent. So crack a fetch again, and we'll go for the Warm Power Stone this time, just concentrating on ramping. Hopefully we'll keep that enchantment in play against a red player quite successfully. Okay, looks like it's an artifact spell that they're going for as opposed to their commander. And then untapping, and yeah, maybe they are going for their commander now. There we are. Luckily no Lightning Greaves or Swiftfoot Boots or anything, they couldn't have equipped the boots anyway. Another land for us. So I think it is making use of the ramp and going for Phyrexian Arena this turn, so let's crack this fetch, play out the Phyrexian Arena, and that will leave us with 4 mana for our removal spell, so we're not going to have to feed them a card here. We could go for the Swiftfoot Boots as well and give them a card with the Baleful Mastery, but I think I'd rather just keep cards out of their hand. They've still got 6 in hand at the moment and plenty of mana. So just remove their commander for the 4. If we played Swiftfoot Boots there, we could equip our commander up straight away. But yeah, I think it's okay doing what we did. They cracked a command beacon there, so they get their commander out again straight away. We do draw 2 cards next turn, so hopefully we'll get into some removal for that thing. First draw is a swamp. Just like that, we get into Malicious Affliction, so getting into some removal straight off the top. Let's throw down our Asmodeus here. Don't have protection for it, unfortunately, but we do get to blow up our opponent's commander, so that is going to cost a hell of a lot to play now. Alright, was wondering what they were tapping down their Mishra's Workshop for there, and that is a duplicant, so getting rid of our commander as well, trading blows on commanders back and forth apparently. So that gets sent back into the command zone for us. Probably best setting up with a Swiftfoot Boots in that case. Let's see what we draw into. Yeah, suppose we could just look at their hand this turn. Obviously play the land, and we'll take a look at our opponent's hand here. See what they've got for us. Well, I see a Blasphemous Act, Wasteland as well, a Baleful Dragon, Balefire Dragon even there. That'll remove our commander every turn. They've got the new Inferno of the Star Mounts as well. That's pretty good, but Balefire Dragon is the one I'm worried about, because that can get rid of our commander every single time it swings in. So, like I said, we'll just set up with these Swiftfoot Boots, because we might have to play our commander and then not make use of its abilities for a turn. So at least this way they won't be able to target it. Although they do have the Blasphemous Act. Okay, and our opponent's gone AFK here. They don't seem to like the fact that they've lost the Balefire Dragon, maybe. Alright, so once again we find an opportunity for Salty the Salt Shaker to make an appearance. Yeah, he still had removal for our commander, so I don't really understand what the problem is there. Maybe he didn't fancy his odds of getting his commander back into play. We're down to 1 card in hand. I know we've got the Phyrexian Arena, but it's still anyone's game as far as I can tell, so yeah, just doesn't like players looking at his hand. And obviously he doesn't have to play against someone that he doesn't want to play against, but my point is just scoop up the game and leave and ban that player if you want to. Like, there's no reason to be bitchy about it like this, but hey, there we go. That's the anonymity of the internet for you. Hopefully you all enjoyed these games regardless. Be sure to consider supporting on Patreon via the link in the description below, and leaving a like and sharing the video really helps as well with YouTube's algorithms and things. Big thank you to you if you decide to do that. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.